Here we go!
Welcome back to MMA Unhinged, and joining us today is Josh Augustine. Josh, how are you, and how are you feeling as you're preparing for a fight next month?
Good, man. Just want to thank you for having me on the show, helping me get the word out and get the awareness out. And I feel great, man. I'm feeling like this is the best camp I've ever had going into a fight. And with this being, another big fight for me, another big opportunity. This is the first big opportunity fight that I've had where I've had a full camp. And being out here with Extreme, I have what I feel is the best camp in the world, the best coaching staff, the best training partners. And I'm looking forward to going in there and fighting.
Excellent. I actually brought up a lot of great points. But before I go any further, thank you for taking the time to come on here and everything. Actually, recent news, I saw that now you're going to be the main event. So how is that? How do you feel about that? And how does that change things in camp?
It doesn't change anything a bit. Just because it's still a 3-round fight. It's not
okay.
Yeah, it's not a 5-rounder, so it doesn't change anything in the preparation, doesn't change anything in the mindset for me. It's just a fight at the end of the day, and it's a good opportunity for me to step forward and move up the ladder. And with the matchup that's that day, I mean, that's what should be the main event on almost any regional show in the country or in the world, really. It's a great fight.
And on top of that, did Samurai ever talk to you and offer a 5-rounder, or is that just they kept it at 3 rounds?
No, I was only offered a 3-rounder, and they wanted a couple extra pounds too. It's actually at 148 pounds is what the fight will be at, and that was the offer I received and took it.
Is there a reason why that they're keeping it at 148?
That's a question for Alex Morgan.
Okay, so was it on his end then?
Yeah, that was on his end. And for me, it's a big opportunity. 45 is definitely not a fun weight cut for me. So, and especially at the regional show, it's only 2 pounds, so it's not that big of a deal. But they asked for 148 or 150, and I said 148 because it's closer to featherweight, and I haven't made featherweight in a while, and I want the UFC to see that I can make that no problem.
Yeah,
and, it's a great fight
for sure.
I just want to get the opportunity,
Okay. And I mean, now that I kind of touched about fight camp, how is fight camp going regardless?
It's going amazing, man. I got some really fucking awesome guys on the team that are helping me out a ton for this fight. I got Julian Arosa, Anthony Njokuani, Arthur Duflo, Biagio Ali Walsh, really the who's who within Extreme Couture. A lot of the household names as well that, are just helping me out. Some of my sparring partners, everyday partners, wrestling, drilling, all that. And I couldn't ask for a better camp.
Well, and I mean, Extreme Couture, it possesses such great coaches and just a lot of great talent that you're surrounded with. Obviously you believe in your skills and you have good skill set, but do you feel like that also contributes to the success that you've had?
I mean, I've been with Extreme for a little over a year now. And my last fight was I would consider it my first fight with Extreme. The fight before that, I was out here for, I think, 4 weeks before that. And I had just moved out here with him, and I just kind of went through the motions in that camp to just get done what I needed to get done. So I don't really count that one, but the last fight was my first camp out here, and it was amazing, man. So I think this has been the perfect transition in this part of my career as I am going to be reaching that next level, getting to the UFC, PFL, wherever is next for me. I'm praying for the UFC. That's the pinnacle, and I'm at the top of my game right now. So that's where I think I need to be. But having the team that I have around me to help guide me through that journey, I think is going to be a major factor in my success. And obviously being around the best people, I think that the sky is the limit, So with this being like the second fight with Extreme, I'm really looking forward to getting in there and showing off all the hard work that I put in over the past year against a guy that is one of the best contenders outside of the UFC. He's the number one guy outside the UFC, number one guy in Canada right now. And, I'm just looking forward to coming to Montreal and showing there's a new King of Canada.
Well, and do you feel like, and I'll bring this up again, but do you feel like maybe that win over a guy like him is gonna set you on that path to a possible UFC contract?
Yeah, I'm expecting to fight on the UFC the weekend after. If yeah, whenever I get the
Okay.
W. I
Now,
mean, that's how
like,
it goes. You know, they call you on a week's notice. You
yeah?
know, and they say, yeah, if you want to make weight, make weight. I'm here in Vegas. I'm going to be flying back the day after the fight, and yeah, I'm looking to go out there and hurt Alex. So after that, I'm going to be ready for the call. I'll be waiting by the phone.
Okay, nice. And I can't really see your head there, but I know you've always got colored. Oh, you got the pink going on, or red, pink.
Pink
What? I
today.
can't pink. Okay.
Yeah, we got pink.
I gotta ask. Are you gonna rock any different colors for this fight, or are you gonna keep it pink?
Um, that's a surprise. It's a surprise for the show.
And I mean, I gotta ask you, who's got the better do, you or Jose Torres?
It honestly depends on who has the fresh fade.
Okay.
I like my color schemes. He's like almost got like main character vibes going on right now with his purple hair.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give hats off to that. But I just have fun with it. I've done like different colors like blue, green, yellow, like a swirl thing, and I've done multi-colors. I've done stripes. So I just like to have fun with it. So it just depends. Whenever I get my haircut at Elliott Co. from my guy Elliot Chester here in Vegas, if you are out here, you need to go see my guy. No one can touch me. No one can touch me. I'm up there with Gosling, bro. Like he can't. Shorty's hair. There's no question.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, maybe I might have to if I ever go to Vegas. That being said, like, what kind of like prompted that whole hairdo? Like, is it just something that gives you like that fighter identity, or is it something that you just started doing that you got hooked on, or?
Yeah, I just did it a few years ago just to have fun, and then I just kept doing it because it's just kind of fun. Like it's not I don't have to like go to a corporate job or anything, and like people don't really take me too seriously, like take my opinion and stuff too seriously anyways. It's just it's fun, it's just cool. It's whatever. Yeah, I like it, man. I like to switch it up. I mean, I'll go no dye sometimes too. It's just however I'm feeling. If I want to just throw a little pink in or do a little tie-dye action, I'll do it.
Well, you can just kind of be you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just have fun with, it's not like a thing for like attention or anything like that. It's just like I think it just looks cool. I think it's hilarious. Whenever my son's just like, "Dad, your pink hair is wet." Like after I get done training, like it's just fun for us. Like,
yeah,
just do. So it's whatever.
That's awesome. I'm glad you have fun with that. Now you're going to be fighting in Canada. I can only imagine you're glad you're not going there in our glorious Canadian winter weather.
Yeah, man, I fucking hate the cold. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, where it gets extremely hot in summer. It's very humid, and then it gets very cold and frigid during the winter. Not like Canadian winter, but it gets pretty cold, and we get some snow and stuff. And now that I'm out here in Vegas, I'm West Coast now, dude. I went Hollywood. I can't fuck with the snow, and so I'm definitely happy about that. I don't want to be out there in 5-6 layers. I'd be dying.
And you're gonna be stepping in Alex Morgan's backyard. So do you like kind of like the idea of upsetting the crowd, or do you really care about that at all?
I don't care. Like ultimately, it's about the competition and winning the fight. But that will be fun as hell to just silence the crowd and like because I've been at shows. I remember one fight. I think his name was Will Campuzano. He fought in the UFC. 125er. He fought another guy who ended up fighting in the UFC. His name was Josh Sampo in our backyard. It was at Ameristar Casinos in St. Charles, Missouri. Just a couple minutes from the gym I was training at. And I remember Josh was up 2 rounds. He was taking him down, beating him up. He was beating him up, stand up, taking him down, looking good. And then in the 3rd round, like halfway through the 3rd round, Will lands a perfectly timed knee right up the middle. And I was a kid. I looked up to Josh. I think he's still an awesome dude. And it was like dead silent. And all you could hear was Will and Johnny Bedford was in his corner. And they were just freaking out. They're just fired up. Yeah, yeah. And everyone else was just, you could hear a pin drop. It was like no one could say anything. And everyone was all going nuts before that. And then it was just over. So I think it would be really cool to be a part of that, where it's just like me and Shorty or Roman or whoever's cornering me. And we're just like fired up, making eye contact. Like, yeah, we fucking did it. And everyone else is just dead silent in the crowd. And I'll have my American flag draped over me.
I mean, I guess there's nothing better than watching that home crowd just be silent and their jaws drop and watching their hometown boy face plant on the canvas. That being said, I mean, your opponent Alex Morgan claims that he's the chess, he's the chess maker, chess master. I think that's his nickname. What moves do you feel you're going to bring in to beat that game?
Man, I'm looking forward to play some chess with the chess master. It's what I'm best at. I'm a technician as well, and but I do think I'm going to be faster, stronger, more explosive. So I'm definitely going to be looking to utilize the youth aspect. I definitely can't lie about that. But it's going to be a great fucking fight, man. I really believe that. I think either it's going to be over early, one of us is going to have a stunning knockout, or it's going to be a fucking war, man. A brutal, brutal fight for both sides. No one's going to come out unscathed.
Well, I seen you speak recently about you went in full detail what you want to do to him, and I'm not going to ask you again. I know it gets exhausting, but looking at this guy Alex Morgan, do you feel like your strong KO power will just speak for itself?
Yeah, 100%. I think that you see a lot of his finishes a little later. You see a lot of my finishes a little earlier, so I think that will show itself in the fight. I'm not looking for anything early. I'm going out there and I'm just fighting them, and that's just what it's going to be. But I believe in my power, man. I believe in my speed. I believe in my grappling ability. I believe in all my training partners. I believe I'm at the pinnacle of the sport. I'm with the best guys in the world. I'm competing with the best guys in the world. So it's I'm going to go out there and I'm going to fight them, man. That's it.
You're notorious for your knockout power, but something that we haven't seen is a submission win. So would you mind getting a submission win just to kind of show that show all your finishing capabilities and maybe show another side of you?
Well, I work with, Shorty Torres. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, judo, and was a collegiate wrestler. I work with Patchy Mix, one of the best submission artists on the planet, if not the absolute best. Today, I was just training with Dennis Davis, an OG black belt from Team Quest, with obviously great wrestling background, and Andy Varela. We were getting some work in today at one of the top jiu-jitsu guys on the planet right now. I think he's top 5 right now for his weight. And, my grappling is really rounded out, man. I came out here and I didn't even realize that I was just a one-dimensional type, like new age striker. And now I feel like my game is just, it's leveling up, and I'm becoming much, much, much more well-rounded. And that may show itself in the fight too. I think, with my power, that could cause a panic shot. If there's a panic shot, there could be a early finish in that direction as well. I could see myself, taking them down, catching them in some kind of choke, or, pinning them down and hurting them, and then getting a submission off something like that too. I think that that's definitely a possibility, and I think that I will have submissions later on. I will for sure have submission victories later on in my career, the more fights that I have. Time will tell. Time will tell on this one, but I am looking for a finish. That's for sure.
It's great to hear, man. And I know you talked about the idea about fighting in the UFC possibly next weekend, depending on what happens here. Getting that call, 1 week notice. But that being said, say that doesn't happen, and say you still get the win, but next week doesn't happen. Would you be considering maybe the Contender Series as a possibility, as another option?
I'm just trying to get the best opportunities I can for my career right now. The number one opportunity is Alex Morgan. That's the number one thing that I'm focused on. If, I'm just saying best case scenario would be UFC coming, calling me on short notice, obviously. And, I'm open to the Contender Series. That's a great opportunity. But those opportunities will present themselves off of a victory against Alex. So, obviously I'm going to take anything to get my foot in the door. So, contenders would be cool, but, I want to make some real money and get right at it if possible. But Alex first. I'm super. I'm hyper focused on Alex. I keep telling everybody this. The the opportunity of this fight obviously brings other great opportunities with it. And I understand the gravity of the situation. You know, I've been around the sport a little bit too, not quite as long as him, but for a little bit. 10 pro fights is a lot. And, you know, I see the opportunities and what will come, and I know where I'm at and who I'm connected with. I'm with Iridium. I'm at Extreme Couture. I'm right here in Vegas. I understand how the game works. I'm not stupid, but the number one thing for me is I want to compete with Alex Morgan. I want to see where I stand on the food chain with Alex Morgan. I want to go out there and I want to look him in the eye, and I'm going to punch him and he's going to punch me, and we're going to try and take each other down and shit. And it's going to be a scrap. And I'm just looking forward to getting out there and competing and waving that Extreme Couture flag and going out there and making my teammates, my family, my friends all proud of a performance that I'm proud of.
And obviously, I think every fighter likes you like to win, you want to fight, and you're fighting for yourself. But do you fight more for than just yourself, but more for just for your family, for your teammates?
Yeah, I got a son, man, and I've dedicated my entire life to this. You know, I'm staying in a 1-bedroom apartment with my son right now, so don't tell the leasing office. But you know, we're trying to, like, we're putting everything into this. You know, I could go get some data entry job or I could do anything. I could do any job. I'm not an idiot. I could go sell some roofs for my cousin, make a great living. But this is the choices that I've made, and I've come so far in this journey that I've decided that this is the way that I'm going to go, and everything rides on it. Like, this Alex Morgan's trying to take bread out of my son's mouth, and that's the only motivation that I need.
Excellent. And I know you talked about your plans about after the fight, you're going to go straight back to Vegas. But can you take a little bit of time and try a poutine there in good old Quebec?
I'm going to have to, dude. I've never had it before, so I'm going to absolutely have to. I wish I could stay a little longer, but generally the promotions book you a flight that next morning after the fight. So if I can get to the afternoon, I'll definitely hang out around the city a little bit. But yeah, I would love to go. I was just telling my son's mother this. I wish I could, like, run around the city for a week or whatever and just kind of sightsee and, you know, get around, see the architecture, try the foods, you know, meet the people. But I think I'm going to be getting there the day before the weigh-ins and then leaving the night after the fight. So it's going to be tough to do too much around there, but I'm going to do my best. Hopefully after the fight we can get out, get some beers with some locals and get some poutine.
Well, I don't want to see you blow up by any means, but if you can get yourself a beaver tail as well, that's a Canadian must.
Beaver tail. What's beaver tail?
It's it's fried dough with I know it's like a fried dough, but it has like either you can put like chocolate, you can put there's a lot of different options, but that's the main component of it.
Oh man, so it's like a donut, kind of like a ball.
Kind of like a donut, but it's like a very long. Looks like a beaver tail. That's essentially.
Oh man, that's gonna hit the spot right after the fight. I'm gonna get a beaver tail. Someone that's coming to the fight in Montreal, I'll get you a free ticket if you have a beaver tail for me after the fight. Hit me up on Instagram. I got you.
Fair enough. I'm gonna feel really solely responsible if you blow up after this fight.
Miss weight for the UFC the next week, but I had 3 beaver tails.
Yeah. But I will. I want to end off this interview with some quick firing off some questions here. So first thing that comes to your mind, all right? Your favorite fighter?
Connor.
Favorite food?
Cheesecake.
Favorite drink?
Mexican Coke.
Favorite sport to watch?
MMA, easily.
And favorite day of the week?
Sunday.
Why?
It's my off day. I get to just chill with my son, hit the pool.
And then I would say funniest person at the gym.
Probably it's a tie between Mads Burnell and Dennis Davis, and they just go back and forth talking shit all day.
Scariest person at the gym.
No one's really that serious, bro. Everyone's pretty lighthearted. I guess I'll go Strickland.
Why?
He's intense, bro.
Excellent. Well, I don't want to take much more of your time. I appreciate you taking the time again. It's a pleasure having you on here. And yeah, and you know what? Just good luck with your upcoming fight, and we'll talk again soon, man.
Luke, thank you so much for having me on, man. Like I said, and yeah, we'll definitely chat after the fight.